Is it possible to regrow hair naturally? If so, what treatments should you use to make it work? When it comes to natural ways to regrow your hair, there are many options, but not many that really work. For example, rosemary oil and the Dermaroller are two very popular hair regrowth treatments. Many people want to use rosemary oil as an alternative to Minoxidil, since Minoxidil is made in a laboratory and could give you side effects. But should you really avoid using Minoxidil completely? Today we will look at actual before and after pictures of people using rosemary oil and others using Minoxidil. Keep in mind that these people use rosemary oil or Minoxidil in combination with a microneedling device to improve results. But today you will see what to expect with these treatments and assess whether you can use just one of the natural treatments or if you should go ahead with Minoxidil. Hi, my name is Al Garrido and welcome to another video. Let's start by looking at people using rosemary oil for hair loss. For example, this user had some advanced diffuse thinning that affected almost all of his hair from the crown to the temple area. But he started using a combination of rosemary oil and Dermarolling at a needle depth of 1.5 millimeters. And 8 months later, these were his results. I mean, that's actually amazing. I would argue that he's a hyper responder. It's worth noting that in the post he mentions that he was also using vitamins like biotin and taking saw palmetto capsules. Saw palmetto is used to stop hair loss. It's a DHT blocker similar to finasteride, but the difference is that it's usually very safe and gives absolutely no side effects. The problem is that it's not very effective if you have strong genetic hair loss. I know this because I took saw palmetto for 4 months at the very beginning of my hair loss journey, and I can tell you it did nothing. If anything, I think I lost more hair and I should have started with finasteride right away. So anyway, the results you see here, which are amazing, are probably from the combination of rosemary oil and the Dermaroller. By the way, all the treatments and the users' posts are linked down in the description in case you want to check them out. Next we have another user. He was also using a combination of rosemary oil with the Dermaroller. Oh wait, so he was also using saw palmetto apparently. The Dermaroller he used had a 1.5 needle length along with some other vitamins and oils that are not important here. Anyway, 3 months later he reported these results. I mean, do you see a difference? It's difficult to say because of the lighting, but if you ask me, there's a very slight difference in hair density. I mean, take a look at these regions here. I would say the hair looks a bit healthier and thicker than before. But of course, if you start a hair loss treatment, you will want to see better results. So I would argue that this is not good enough. Lastly, we have one more user who was using rosemary oil with a Dermaroller. This time there was no saw palmetto or anything else involved, only rosemary oil and the Dermaroller. He was using both treatments 3 times a week with a needle length of 1.5 millimeters. And 6 months later, these were his results. These are definitely the best results so far for someone using rosemary oil and a Dermaroller. The hair looks so much fuller and almost completely recovered. The user reports that he Dermarolls for 20 minutes and then applies the rosemary oil right after. Someone else replies, "That's a lot of Dermarolling at 1.5 millimeters. Not sure that's safe and the frequency is not giving your scalp time to heal." He is completely right. The skin needs time to heal after a Dermarolling or microneedling session. That's why it's generally not recommended to Dermaroll more than once a week, especially if you're using a long needle size. It can be bad for your skin and hair to overdo it, so please be careful at home and never Dermaroll more than once a week for your own safety. But otherwise, I'm really impressed with the results here. The question is, are these results something you should always expect when using rosemary oil with a Dermaroller? The honest answer is no. I believe that these were 3 lucky users who were great responders to rosemary oil. Besides, they were also using a Dermaroller, which by itself also stimulates hair to grow back. That's why now we will look at some serious hair regrowth in people who used a combination of Minoxidil and a Dermaroller, which is what I believe most people should do if they want to do something about their hair loss. Okay, so first of all, we have this user here who is over 40 years old. By this stage, it's not impossible but harder to regrow hair. The sooner you start with any hair loss treatment, the better the results will be. He mentions that he was using Minoxidil twice a day, once in the morning and once in the evening, as well as a Dermaroller once a week. The needle length varies. He says it was between 0.5 millimeters to 1.5 millimeters. So it's not clear what needle length he's using right now. But anyway, 12 months later, these were his results. Oh man, that's impressive. If you think that rosemary oil can give you those results, you're wrong. This can only be achieved with a combination of Dermarolling and Minoxidil. I mean, you don't see he's balding anymore. Granted, he's probably hiding his receding hairline with a comb over, but I would totally accept this if it were me. It's definitely a great result. Next, we have a younger guy using the same combination treatment. In his case, the worst hair loss area was his receding hairline, as you can see here. Now, his hair routine consisted of a 1 millimeter Dermaroller and 2 milliliters of Minoxidil a day. If you ask me, that's too much Minoxidil. You can use 1 milliliter of Minoxidil and still get great results, which is also what I use personally, especially if you will only be applying it into the hairline. But since he's younger, just 2.5 months later, these were his results. That is great. Of course, it looks a bit weird now because the hair he's regrowing needs more time to catch up to the length of the rest of his hair. But these results are great, so I hope you see what I mean with Minoxidil being a better alternative than rosemary oil. As a last example of someone using Minoxidil and microneedling, we have this user who had a very aggressive hair loss, as you can see. So again, he's using topical Minoxidil and microneedling with a 1 millimeter needle size. And just 3 months later, these were his results. Amazing. What I like about this user's pictures is that he's taking them right after showering. So the hair is consistently wet in both before and after pictures. You can see a little bit of thinning in the center of his hairline, but man, what a great development compared to the beginning. Anyway, I hope this comparison between rosemary oil versus Minoxidil, both with a Dermaroller for hair loss, is helpful for deciding which one is best for you. I'm an advocate for Minoxidil. It's something that I personally use and believe that if you're going to start a hair loss treatment, you should use something that is proven to work. I'm leaving an Amazon link to both a good Dermaroller and Minoxidil brand in the description. Subscribe for more videos, and until next time, I wish you a happy hair journey. Adios.